Hey guys, my name's Christina Cabrera, and this is my very first YouTube posting, my first cooking demonstration, and I hope you guys like it. The ultimate goal is to help a sister out, help a brother out, and shoot, maybe make it on the Food Network. Anyhow, tonight we're gonna have a Alfredo noodles with a honey, lemon, cilantro, salmon. I know it sounds weird, but the two together are a match made in heaven. And we're gonna on the side go ahead and put a Caesar dressing, homemade Caesar dressing with my homemade croutons. And I always do a mix of spinach and romaines together just because, you know, I just like some texture. I'm trying to get as many vegetables into my kids as possible, like we all are. So we're gonna start there. We're gonna broil some tomatoes, and we are gonna actually put them around the Alfredo and the salmon with the sweetness of the honey and the freshness of the cilantro with the sourness of the lemon Caesar salad. It just all meshes so well together. So let's get started. Let me get my apron, and we're gonna start with dressing the fish. So first off, we're gonna be very simple with our fish. You know, my daddy always says, give everything the kiss, and that means keeping it simple, stupid. So we're just gonna barely use a little bit of garlic powder. Yes, I have a gigantic bottle of garlic powder, if that tells you how much I cook. Then we're gonna put some salt. Whoa, too much, but trust me, it'll be good. Some fresh ground pepper. And don't be mean out there, you YouTubers. I know how cruel you could be. This is my first video. Give me a break. All right, so we got that fish dressed. Very simple. Salt, pepper, garlic, salt. We're gonna add some thyme on that. Oh, my thyme's not open. All right. Remember, less is more. You want to taste all your food and not just the ingredients. I don't want a big mouthful of garlic or salt or thyme. You want to make sure that everything is seasoned generously, but not overpowering. Gonna take some olive oil on this. Out of olive oil, I had to open a new one, and we're just gonna drizzle that on there. And now the fish is dressed and ready to be set aside. We're not putting lemon on it, people, because if you put lemon on it right now, it's gonna start to cook within. The acid's gonna turn it, I don't know. You don't wanna do it, just trust me. We're going to put this aside for now. I'm just gonna put it behind me. This is the plate we're gonna use soon. We're gonna move on because you definitely want your fish to be out at least an hour ahead, almost room temperature, so that it cooks absolutely perfect. We don't want no dry fish, we don't want no slimy fish, we don't want any overcooked fish. So trust me, take your fish out I always take it out an hour ahead. You guys can take it out 30 minutes ahead, but 1 hour ahead. If it's out an hour and a half, you know, you'll be fine. Don't push it though, it is fish. So we're gonna move on to chopping up some garlic here, and I'm gonna put it in here for my Caesar dressing, my little masher, and all we're gonna do here is just pop this garlic straight open. Trust me, people, do not use a garlic masher. I know, it's a rookie move. I used to do it because here's the thing is, you use a garlic masher, you're wasting all your garlic. Don't be scared of seasoning and flavor, okay? That is the problem with most cooks, is that they're just afraid. What recipe calls for a teaspoon of this, a teaspoon of that? No. You've got to play around, mess with it. It may not be perfect the first time, but you'll eventually get it. None of this like teaspoons, you know, I mean, I do palmfuls. But for the dressing, we are just gonna put in about, this is my little garbage bag right here that I use for it. And we're just gonna mash this right up. I said this was my first video, so give me a break. I'm a little bit nervous. All right. And it should pop right off, but it might need another pound. See? So I've got about 4 in there, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt right now. See, my teaspoon, this, you'll probably need a teaspoon because anchovy has a lot of salt in it. So I'm only putting salt in here with the garlic for now because it literally will start making a paste. I know some people, they do their dressings in a food processor. You're more than welcome to. There's a million different ways to I-5, let me tell you. However, this is my way. So my papa told me how to do it this way. You know, no need to get out a million different gadgets, gizmos. You could even do this inside of a cup and just mash it with a fork and mix it all around. So I'm gonna make a little garlic paste here. I'm gonna pull it closer to me so I can really get it. Let's take a look at that right there. See that garlic, it's nice and mashed. It's kind of like a paste. Careful on the garlic, it'll be a little spicy if you put too much, but the longer it sits, it'll mild down, it'll get better, and your family won't hate you the next day until they eat it the next day. Then they'll be like, oh, this is perfect, but it might be a little spicy if you add too much, so don't worry. Anyhow, so then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take my anchovy paste, and I am going to just, you know, don't be shy. People think they don't like anchovies. They do, about that much. I don't know. It's probably a couple teaspoons, you know. Don't worry too much about the measuring. I promise people that if you stop worrying about the measuring, it will come out better than before because measuring just messes everything up. One thing I forgot to do is get out my mayonnaise for my sauce, and I was gonna tell you don't have to use just mayonnaise. You can also use, for my Caesar, you can also use Greek yogurt. It's not exactly the same, but it's a healthier version, and who knows, maybe you are trying to lay off the mayo like I am. So I'm just gonna put some in. You know what, it's about a cup. Let me show you. I don't measure things, but like I said, people, get off the measuring kick. It's not that important. You know, it's about that much. We're gonna go ahead and take some Dijon mustard. That was my little baby. She can't wait. She's behind the camera. My 4-year-old and then my big girl. She's 18. Anyhow, besides them. So, with that, I got my Dijon. We're just gonna, don't be scared. We're gonna put it in about that much. It's one nice, whoosh, real good squirt. See? You can look at it. You can mix it too if you want, so that way we can keep all the flavors together there. Okay, now we're just gonna go some Worcestershire. I don't know what it's called. Does anybody really know? I don't know. A few generous little pumps. There you go. Mix that around. Now, for the cheese, we're gonna go ahead and add in all of that cheese. You know, it's probably a little over 2 cups. Don't be shy. We're gonna also get this all mixed together here with a little bit of lemon juice. That's gonna thin it out for us. And if you don't like the consistency of it, just go ahead and add a little bit of EVOO, you know, extra virgin olive oil, all of our friends. And I'm telling you, the cheese does not matter. You do not need a food processor. You do not need to get everything out. Mix it together. This is all gonna go in the fridge. So mix it all together. We still got some lemon juice, some pepper to put in there. Always hold the lemons up so you don't get any, And then tip it over, no seeds in there. I like mine extra lemony. So I'm gonna put a whole lemon. You play with yours. See if you want only half a lemon or whatnot. Here's my garbage. Let me clean up around here. A good chef is a clean chef. All right, so we're gonna mix that lemon juice in there. You know, I like a thicker Caesar dressing. I might just put a tiny bit of olive oil in there. Let's let you guys see that. Literally, I'm just gonna put a little drizzle in there, just enough to get it going in my Puerto Rico. All right. Some pepper. Remember, we already added salt at the beginning to our garlic, and anchovy has a ton of salt in it, so Don't worry too much about the salt. Parmesan cheese, ton of salt, so you don't have to worry about adding too much salt. And then again, check that out. Isn't that gorgeous? Don't worry about it being completely blended up. I smashed that garlic, which releases some amazing flavor. And we're gonna just go ahead and transfer it to a little bowl and put it inside of the fridge. So I put a little more pepper in it. I tasted it. Always taste as you go. It's important. And we're just gonna go ahead and put this in here, put it in the fridge until we're ready to use it. And I'll go ahead and start our garlic croutons. All right, so we've made our Caesar dressing and we've washed our spinach and our romaine. Now we're gonna move on to our croutons. Croutons are the best homemade, and once you make them homemade, you will never buy them store-bought again. I've spoiled my family completely. They'll never go back, I promise. So we're just gonna rip the bread all apart into some little pieces. Now usually I like to go ahead and use a sourdough loaf, and I like to cut little chunks out of it in little squares. However, today this is what I had on hand, and what I had on hand was a garlic sourdough. So garlic sourdough is what we're gonna use, and you won't be disappointed because it's yummy. But I'm telling you, sourdough bread makes the best croutons that you can imagine. All right. And these are some bigger pieces, and we're making just a small family salad, so we're only gonna use 2 slices. But if I was doing a large, like party style, I would get one of those rolls and one of those bowls, a sourdough bowl, and I would slice it, make them to the thickness I like, and cube it, you know, make it look more professional. But if you're doing it at home, fast is best. I know everyone's got little ones at home that we're trying to get fed as soon as we can so they can go to bed. Just kidding. Okay, so here's our croutons right here. Like I said, we're making a small salad. We're just gonna go ahead and drizzle it with some olive oil. We're gonna go with some pepper. I forgot to tell you to preheat the oven to 350. Preheat the oven to 350. Anyhow, some pepper, some salt, to sweat. Oh, sorry, I was gonna start singing for you guys. Okay, a little bit of thyme or whatever you have on. If you have Italian seasoning, if you have rosemary, whatever you want works, okay? Then just mix it all together. Some people do their croutons on the stovetop. I'm trying to set it and forget it. I've got other things to do. I can't watch them on the stovetop. But if you want to do on the stovetop, more power to you. Like I said, there's a million different ways to high five. So be nice, you YouTubers out there. I know how you can get. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'll be right back. So we've got it all mixed together now. We're still gonna drizzle it with a little more olive oil. We're gonna do a little more herbs. Like I said, any herbs that you have on hand will do. Don't be afraid of flavor. I don't have an exact measurement for you. I call them palms. So we're gonna palm it. Pepper. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and move on to chopping our garlic, making Alfredo sauce, and broiling our cherry tomatoes. We're gonna broil the cherry tomatoes alongside of the salmon. As soon as the salmon's done, we're gonna go ahead and grill the salmon on the stovetop to get that nice crisp on the skin. Then I'm gonna take it from the stove straight into the oven, and then I'm gonna broil it. Give or take about anywhere from 6 to 7 minutes, because remember, we're already starting the cooking process on the bottom. The bottom is just to get that crisp so that way we can have that nice yummy flavor. We're gonna put this aside because I'm waiting for my oven to preheat, and we'll go ahead and chop our garlic, get our Alfredo sauce going, and the fish, we should be done in no time. Got the croutons ready. They're going in the oven, 350, 10 minutes aside. Be careful to watch them or set a timer, because I promise you they will burn. That's why I don't do them on the stove, because the stove burns them because I don't have enough time to watch them. Anyhow, 10 minutes, 350. By the time I get the garlic chopped, for our sauce, it'll be time to flip the croutons. We're gonna put our fish in. Fish is really, really fast. By the time we're done with that, everything is gonna come together so cohesively that you will not even know that you know how to do it, because I barely do. Anyways, just kidding. Okay, so we're gonna chop some garlic up for our sauce. I've got some heavy cream here. Please don't forget when you take your fish out to take your heavy cream out. We do not want it to curdle, all right? We don't want your cheese to curdle. We don't want your milk to curdle, so we want it all out together. Oh, spilled some. Napkins are always on hand. Yes, I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I'm a waster, even though I should be going green. Anyhow, so milk, room temperature, cheese out. We're gonna go ahead and go with our garlic now. So I'm just gonna use up this one right here, the garlic clove, but trust me when I say that you will need a full head of garlic for the sauce. It is where our flavor's at, people, is the garlic, okay? Salt and all that is an additive. Flavor is food. So we gotta make sure that we keep the flavor going with food. So let's do the garlic. We're just tossing our croutons here. They're not quite crispy enough for us. You want to put more oil on them, go ahead. Mine look perfect. So just gonna put them back in. I'm gonna time it for another 10 minutes. And we are gonna start our fish. Okay guys, so I'm now getting ready to start the Alfredo sauce, and we're gonna do it all consecutively with the fish because the Alfredo sauce is fast, the fish is fast, the croutons are about to come out, so as soon as the croutons come out, the fish will be ready to put it in on broiler, the sauce will be done, and it'll be beautiful. So first we're gonna take a stick of butter, yes, an entire stick of butter, and it's gonna go in the pan. We're just gonna swish it around because we don't want to burn our butter, okay? Don't burn your butter. Don't burn your butter, people. See? Don't burn it. Yes, it's a whole stick. I know. We're dying over here. Isn't that the American way? Just kidding. So, I got a whole clove of garlic here. I went ahead and chopped it up. Do not use your masher, people, because you are going to waste your garlic. And we need all the flavor possible. So, that was my baby. It's okay. I obviously don't live alone. So, as I swish around the garlic and the butter, we are just going to let it simmer. Because we want to go ahead and make sure that the garlic doesn't burn, the butter doesn't burn, and it's going to be so simple. You guys won't even understand how simple this is. Once you make Alfredo for your family, you will always make it for your family. We're melting the butter, we're simmering the garlic. As soon as you smell that, we're going to just go ahead and add our milk very slowly. Our milk has been set out at room temperature for at least 45 minutes because we do not want to add cold milk into our pan because then you'll get nothing but curdles. Promise. And then our cheese. Yes, I'm using Sargento. I don't know what's the best cheese. Use whatever you want. If you want to grade 6 cheeses, grade 6 cheeses. Me, I'm going lazy route tonight. I'm going to use this. Yes, I know it's a lot of butter, a lot of garlic. It's amazing. This is actually also the base to a good clam sauce with some white wine. Post, let me know, write your comments down. What do you want me to make? I'll make it for you. Let's do it, guys. What? Everything's melted. We're gonna let it bubble for a little bit to make sure that garlic comes out. Then we're gonna slowly add our milk, then our cheese. We're gonna let that simmer, and the salmon is going in. You ready? Let's do it. So, here is my butter and my garlic, and it is sizzling away like crazy. You can see it's not burned. It's perfect golden brown. The garlic is absolutely perfect. Yes, there's an entire clove of garlic in that. So, we're gonna slowly add our milk. Once our milk combines with our butter and our garlic, we're gonna slowly add the cheese a little bit at a time. While this is going, this is gonna go in, and wait, I gotta get the Croutons out real fast. Oh, look at those. Look how gorgeous that is. So that's gonna top our salads. We're gonna put that aside for now. And we're just gonna set it right there. Because now I'm gonna change our settings to broil. We're gonna broil on high. Remember, we're gonna crisp our skin on the bottom of this. Then we're gonna throw it in the broiler pan for about 5 to 6 minutes. Remember, it's already starting to cook on here. So fish, a total to 7 to 8 minutes makes it perfect. It's not gonna be slimy, it's not gonna be dry. You're gonna love it. So let's start with our milk. And remember, I've taken our milk out of the refrigerator at least an hour prior, so there is not going to be any chance of curdling. We're going to heat that up. Just going to use these tongs because trust me, these tongs are going to be our you know, our stirrers. This is my first video, people. Give me a break. Alrighty. Heat that milk up to just a little tiny simmer before we add our cheese, and we're gonna add our cheese slowly, a little bit at a time. While our milk's heating, we're gonna go ahead and add the skin down on our pan. I've got my oven on broil. We just took the croutons out, and here we go. Tiny bit of oil on the bottom. You don't want to use olive oil because olive oil burns too fast, and we're trying to get a nice crisp. So I'm going to go with a pure vegetable oil. If you have canola oil, use canola oil. Cooking is versatile, people. You don't have to do things one way. You can do things a million ways, I promise. We'll all get to I-5 at the same time. So I'm at about a medium-high heat, and we're going to let that oil heat up a bit. My milk is going. My cheese is about to be put in. My oven's broiling. My Caesar dressing is in the fridge. Croutons are done, and we are almost there. We're gonna go ahead and drop our salmon right now. We want that nice crisp. You don't want your pan too hot. You don't want it too cold. Never put meat in a cold pan. Never put meat in too hot of a pan. We're gonna crisp that skin up. And we're only gonna crisp it for maybe 3 to 4 minutes. And then we're gonna throw it under the broiler. And after we throw it under the broiler, we're gonna put it in there for about 4 minutes, give or take. We're gonna drizzle it with a little bit of honey. We're gonna throw it in there, and we're gonna let that honey caramelize over the top of it. Very mild flavor. And then we're done. We're gonna pull it out, drizzle some lemon over it, throw some cilantro over it, and put it on top of our Alfredo noodles, and it's gonna be great. So stay with me. I know this is long and drawn out, but we'll be okay. You're gonna love it. So here we go. I'm gonna just show you. It's a little bit opaque in the middle and a little bit white around the edges. That means it's getting done. I'm gonna throw this straight in the oven right now. It's probably been on the stovetop for maybe 2-3 minutes, probably tops. It was in a medium hot pan. We're gonna put half of this on one side, and I am gonna drizzle. Let me get that in there. I'm gonna go ahead and drizzle my tomatoes, my cherry tomatoes, with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of salt, and then we're gonna throw some Parmesan cheese on them. These are gonna be done by the time the salmon's done. So then it's all gonna come together at the same time. All right. We are gonna borrow a little bit of this cheese to throw over them. I don't do pepper on them. I'm just doing salt, cheese, olive oil, and that's a wrap. You know, I take that back. I'm gonna add a little bit of herbs. But you gotta do whatever you feel you need. Whatever you have in the pantry, whatever you think is gonna go good together, just put it together, people. These are gonna go right next to the fish. Okay, so we got our tomatoes in. We've got our salmon in the oven. We're just gonna go ahead and drizzle it with some honey. It's gonna caramelize You're not gonna taste the honey. However, it's gonna be an amazing, sweet little flavor to your lemony, soury Caesar, and it's just great. You're gonna love it. It's gonna caramelize. It's gonna build. Ooh. All right. Our salmon's in, our cherry tomatoes are in, our water's boiling for our noodles. We're gonna go ahead and gradually add in our cheese for our Alfredo sauce. Remember, only thing that's in here is butter, garlic, and cream. We're gonna mix in the cheese a little bit at a time. We don't want it to clump up, and it's kind of exactly like the milk. We don't want it to curdle. We don't want it to get all yucky. We want it to be nice and smooth. So we're letting that cheese melt. It looks like it's melted already. We'll add a little bit of more. Gonna mix that, melt it. Do not put this on high heat, people. We want it on a medium to low, or really low, because we do not want it to get all curdled and disgusting and cheesy and stringy. We want a nice sauce. It's gonna thicken with the noodles. It's gonna thicken with the noodles because the noodles have a lot of starch in them. So don't worry about your Alfredo sauce being too wet, because trust me, as it cooks, as it mixes with the noodles, it's going to thicken and it's gonna be the perfect consistency that you want. We're gonna add our last little bit in, and this is, I think, 2 cups, give or take. I took a little bit out for the tomatoes, but that's about it. Look at that, nice and smooth. We gotta let it get all mixed together. So beautiful. Look at that, nice and silky. You want a silky cheese sauce. You do not want a curdled, disgusting, burnt garlic. And trust me, super easy, you guys. Super easy. Comment below. Let me know what you're having problems with. Let me know what I can do to help. Let me know what you did wrong the first time and see if I can help you. Let me know what you want to make, you know. Post below. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want to learn, because I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I can pretty much make anything. So you want to make it, I can make it. If I can't make it, we'll learn together. So let's do it. The sauce is completely coming together. It is so perfect. You don't want it too thick. You don't want it too thin. The cheese is gonna help you obtain that goal. Don't add flour, people. You don't need it. You just need to know how to mix the consistency. I'm gonna put it aside. It's gonna build, it's gonna thicken, it's gonna become great. So just leave it there and let's take out the fish. Look at that. Look at those tomatoes. Look at that fish. Isn't it absolutely beautiful? The fish is gonna dress our fettuccine noodles with our Alfredo sauce, and we're gonna put these tomatoes around it. It's gonna be the perfect balance of sweet, savory, and citrus. I promise. You're gonna love it. And remember, we got a Caesar salad on side, garlic bread to come, and I don't have time, people, to show you how to make my garlic butter. So you just have to know, you mix the garlic, you mix the herbs, you mix the Parmesan all together, you put it on your garlic bread, and you toast it, but we'll do that another time. All right, guys, so here's the finale. We're gonna drain our noodles. You know what? We're gonna put it like that. Don't worry about all of the water getting drained off, because we like that starch. I'm just gonna put it like this. Bring it over here. Bring my plate. This is how I do it. All of it goes straight on. I know that doesn't look like much. However, we're gonna take this beautiful, oh, come on this side, baby. Look at that sauce. We're gonna put half on it now. We're gonna mix it together. Mix that right there. Watch my tomatoes. We're gonna take this right here. They've been cooling long enough. we're just gonna go ahead and just put those all there on the side. Look how beautiful those are. We're just gonna put these beautiful pieces of fish straight down on top of it, just like that. We're gonna pour a little more on top of it. We've got our cilantro. We're gonna dress with it. Put that all over the plate. It's gonna be gorgeous. We got our Caesar coming here. One thing I am missing is some lemon, some fresh lemon juice over the top. We're gonna hold it up this way. Trust me, the lemon, the cilantro, the Alfredo, it is gonna be amazing. Always extra lemon, extra lemon, extra lemon on top of your Caesar. If you do not make your own Caesar dressing, do not forget extra lemon, extra Parmesan, and extra pepper. Nobody will probably know you didn't make your own dressing. Here are homemade croutons. They've been sitting aside waiting for us. And here we go, people. We have a Caesar salad, Alfredo salmon with, it's a honey cilantro salmon with broiled tomatoes. They go perfect together. Get your family together, bring everyone as one, and let's have a family style dinner, people. I'm Christina. This is my very first video. Follow me. Tell me what you want to know. Tell me what you want to cook. I'll cook it with you. If I don't know how to cook it, I'll learn. Either way, let's do it together. Remember, we're all about family, getting food on the table that is good, healthy, fast, and amazing. You can do it. I can do it. We can all do it. Follow me, people. It's my first channel. We're getting ready to skyrocket this freaking YouTube channel, and I need some positive people. See you later.